I knew something was wrong the moment my tires hit that dirt road. The air felt too heavy, too still, like the woods were holding their breath, waiting for something bad to happen. And when the trees opened up there, it was my cabin flattened, just gone. Smoke drifted across the clearing, hanging in the air like a ghost who couldn't find a place to rest. Then right there in the mud, I spotted it, my 20-year service watch, the one they gave me the day I retired, just lying there like roadkill. I stepped toward it, and that's when the bulldozer, big, yellow, loud as hell, rolled forward and crushed it right in front of me. The guy driving leaned out the window and laughed. "Go ahead and sue us, old man." That's what he said. Like I was just some crank nobody worth worrying about. They thought I was powerless. They had no idea who I really was. Truth is, I never planned on coming back to the mountains. Not after 2 decades working fraud for the Clark County Sheriff's Department. You do that job long enough chasing down liars, thieves, the kind of bureaucrats who think their shoes are shinier than the law, and after a while the whole world just feels like it's closing in. So when I turned in, my badge walked out. For the last time, I made myself a promise. Find a spot where nobody could bother me. Just a little quiet. A place to breathe. That turned out to be an old A-frame cabin deep in Redwood Creek, just outside the border of the Redwood Crest HOA. I bought it from the Lancasters, a ranch family. Good folks held the land for generations. The deed was old school, clean as you get. No HOA, no fine print, no disputes. Perfect for a guy like me. First time I stepped onto that porch, I remember thinking, maybe I'll finally write that damn book. But peace. Around here, it never lasts. Not with people who think a clipboard gives them the right to boss the world around. First sign of trouble came on my second visit. I'm just driving in with coffee, feeling good, and suddenly a white SUV with a big dumb Redwood Crest security decal swings in front of me and blocks the road. Out steps a guy, mirrored sunglasses, polyester uniform, strutting like he's on cops. Before he even says a word, my instincts are already working. I check his hands, his belt, radio, flashlight, pepper spray, no gun. Threat level low. "Sir, may I see your resident permit?" he barks. I take a slow sip. Resident permit for what? For Redwood Crest HOA. All residents and guests must present authorization. I'm not in Redwood Crest. My property ends at E971. Bought it from the Lancaster family. He looks at me like I spit in his coffee. "Do you have paperwork on you?" I hand him the deed from the glove box. He stares at it, flips it over, looking for something, some mistake, a loophole. But there isn't one. He knows it, hands it back, jaw tight. "This will be noted," he says, and walks away without another word, staring at my plate like he's going to remember it in his dreams. Drives off slow, real slow, watching me in the mirror. I've seen that look before. That's the look of a guy who's decided you're a problem to solve. Next day, I find a crisp little paper under my windshield wiper. Unauthorized structures are subject to community review. No header, no signature, just intimidation. Redwood Crest community ends a mile before my property starts, but bullies never care about boundaries. They don't bluff once they escalate. And these guys, they weren't warning me, they were taking inventory. I should have known what was coming. I tuck the warning in my jacket, get back to repairs, but my instincts keep whispering, "Watch your back." Next Saturday, I'm up before sunrise. Fog's hanging thick over the road, sliding between the trees like it's alive. I make a slow walk around the land, check every boundary marker, old steel rods still right where they've been for decades. No confusion. Redwood Crest isn't making a mistake. They're flat out lying. Back near the tree line, something catches my eye, a cigarette butt. Marlboro Red. The kind of thing you only find around labor crews and muscle for hire, not HOA board members with manicures. The dirt around it is fresh. Someone's been watching the cabin, watching me. Mid-morning, I'm fixing window screens, trying to focus. Then I hear the slow crunch of gravel. I step onto the porch and lean on the rail. Black pickup windows tinted creeping up the road. It stops, engine idling. Nobody gets out. No window rolls down. Just silence. So I raise my phone, aim it at the plate like I'm snapping a picture. The truck reverses fast and takes off. Not neighborly, not random, just nerves. By afternoon, the unease is crawling up my spine. So I stop improvising and start preparing. Grab a motion-triggered HD camera out of the truck, a little thing I used on surveillance jobs. I hide it inside a fake bird's nest and mount it high in the rafters. Invisible unless you know exactly where to look. Insurance just in case. End of the day, I get another windshield notice. Failure to comply may result in enforcement actions. That word enforcement. I know the pattern. First a suggestion, then a warning, then a threat dressed as procedure. It's classic escalation. I head down the mountain as dusk falls. Cold air sharpens my mind. They're watching me pushing to see how far they can go before I push back. But here's the thing, guys, like them, they always think a man living alone in the woods is weak. What they don't know is I spent years hunting down people who thought they were smarter than the law. Patience is my specialty. This wasn't random harassment, it was reconnaissance. And I knew what came next. Didn't sleep much that week, not scared. Fear stopped working on me a long time ago. It's the waiting that gets you. Quiet is the breath before people do something stupid. By Friday, I packed a bag and drove up again. Not for repairs, not really. I just wanted to see what Redwood Crest did when they thought I was gone. When I arrived, nothing seemed off. No new tire tracks. Silence so thick it felt staged. I checked my camera still running, blinking quietly. Sat on the porch, lights off. Darkness helps you see. By 11, the cold starts biting and then a crack in the woods. Not wind. Not an animal. A footstep. I stay perfectly still. Another footstep, soft and careful. Then a flash of light, a phone cupped in a hand. Somebody's out there, studying me. I hide behind a pillar. The footsteps stop. Then slowly the figure slips away. Inside, I pull up the live feed, freeze the frame. Broad shoulders, ball cap, work boots. Not a hiker, not a neighbor, a scout. This isn't harassment anymore, this is prep. At 3:17 a.m., the camera pings motion alert. A man steps onto the porch, checks the door, tries the lock, peers through the window. Not looking for me, he knows I'm there. He's checking if I'm awake. Response time, assessment. He walks off, calm as can be. I save the footage. That's evidence. Always. Next morning, I tell myself they've given up. I need supplies anyway, so I drive to town. While I'm waiting in line for coffee up, that mountain engines are warming gates or opening machinery is being waved through with fake paperwork. By the time I head back, my cabin's already gone. Driving up, I feel it before I hear it, a vibration, then the growl of a bulldozer. When the trees open, my cabin is just gone. Flattened. Nothing left but splintered wood, twisted shingles, the roof mashed into the ground. Bulldozer parked on the ruins, 3 guys in vests pretending to read clipboards. I step out, every move slow, steady. I spot my watch, 20 years of service lying in the mud. I walk to it. The bulldozer rolls forward slow, right at the watch. Crunch. The driver leans out. Go ahead and sue us, old man. My jaw tightens, but my voice is calm. I record everything. Who authorized this demolition? 2 guys shift. The foreman looks at his shoes. We were told by who I ask. He hands me a folder, hands shaking. Inside, a demolition notice with the HOA seal, forged county map, President Veronica Hale's name at the bottom. A rush job. A fake. Photos, plates, maps, every detail goes in my evidence file. I tell them, you have 60 seconds to leave or I call in trespass. They're gone in 10. I'm left alone, staring at the wreckage dust hanging in the light. They thought they'd break me by tearing it down. They didn't know me. I gather evidence. Every footprint, every tire track. I find caution tape, Redwood Crest colors shredded in the wind. In the mud, a pivot mark someone startled when they heard my truck. The story writes itself. They watched me, waited for me to leave, rushed in, wiped me off the map. Then I spot the clue, a faint digital timestamp on the forged map, 6:14 a.m., just hours before the demolition, and a print shop watermark on the notice. They rushed, they got sloppy. I had enough for a case, but not enough to win. So I stake out the HOA office, and that's where I see Veronica Hale Queen Bee stepping out of her Lexus, barking orders into her phone. If we don't secure the ridge by end of the month, the bonus goes away. He doesn't live here, but we can fold the parcel in if we push the paperwork. She hangs up, head high. Now I get it, real estate money. Big payday for folding my land into their development. That's all this was, erasing me for a $sign. Then comes the twist. A woman appears, mid-30s, nervous, folder clutched like a life preserver. You're Michael Rivera, right? I nod. She gets in my truck, hands me documents, emails, meeting minutes, drafts. I voted for it, she says, crying. Veronica told us it was just zoning cleanup. Not this. Her name is Melissa. She gives me the smoking gun, a board memo, secure parcels before the deadline, prioritize removal of unpermitted structures. The bonus, $2.4 million, if they get it done by the 30th. She's terrified, but she talks. You're the only one who can stop her. She's right. I have motive, I have evidence, and now I have a witness. The next day, I pull off a little trick from my cop days. Badge disguise, walk into the HOA office as a Comcast tech. Inside, I slip a relay device onto their network, nothing illegal, just enough to mirror traffic. I pull up the Phase 4 folder, survey maps, forge the demolition memo, everything I need. And the real prize, a memo from Veronica Insure Parcel E971 shows as community green space. Developer expects confirmation. Remove prior owner references. There it is, the whole thing. That night, I send a burner email to every board member except Veronica. You're being set up to take the fall. Meet me if you want to talk. At first, nothing. But just before 8:30, a white Honda Civic rolls in. Nervous man HOA badge still clipped to his belt. He confesses Veronica is blaming them all. He handled map drafts, never signed off on the demolition. Didn't know the land was occupied. I hand him a recorder. He spills everything. Now with Melissa's documents and his confession, I'm ready. Quarterly HOA meeting, packed house. Veronica's running the show, pitching her expansion plan, lying through her teeth. I raise my hand. She ignores me. I speak up. The room shifts. I step forward, plug in my drive, play the audio. We take the ridge first. Erase the outlier parcels. Get the dozer in before anyone complains. Gasps, outrage, pandemonium. Veronica shrieks that it's fake, but the screen lights up demolition order, her signature, timestamp, the memo, the bonus, all of it. The board members turn on her. People demand answers. I step to the front, lay my badge on the podium. Captain Michael Rivera, Clark County Sheriff's Department. Doors open, deputies come in, the DA's man with warrants. Veronica Hale, you are under arrest for fraud, conspiracy, and destruction of private property. The room is chaos. People back away like she's contagious. She's cuffed, furious, still trying to talk her way out. As they lead her past, she hisses, "You think you've won?" I lean in. "No. You lost the second you picked this fight." The aftermath, stillness. The county issues warrants for more board members. The contractor folds. The HOA hotline melts down. Half the board resigns overnight. The office is boxed up. Their pavilion sits behind police tape. People come up to me, some apologizing, some just relieved it's over. The hearing is quick. Veronica looks wrecked. Lawyer tries to spin, but the judge isn't buying. She denies. Bail board confessions pile up. Their finances are audited. The developer's projects freeze, and a week later, Redwood Crest HOA is dissolved. Their sign comes down in front of a crowd, some clapping, some crying, everyone recording. 6 months later, the ridge is different. I rebuilt slow and steady. New cabin stronger than before, green roof, cameras up, just in case. I made a sign, private property. Enter at your own risk. Nobody tests it now. Neighbors send apologies, a few cards, a few waves. I don't hold grudges. Fear and ignorance made them followers. Veronica just held the leash. Now I sit on my porch, mug of coffee in hand, sun dipping behind the trees. Creek below, breeze in the pines. Stillness, not silence. The kind you earn after walking through hell and coming out the other side. Maybe I'll finally write that book. Or maybe I'll just sit and enjoy the quiet, because peace doesn't come when the noise stops. It comes when you choose it. And on this ridge, I finally did. So let me ask you, where do you draw the line between justice and revenge? Between standing your ground and starting a war? Share your stories. Tell me, what would you have done?